So this is Tyler Kettle. I'm just reporting another part to In Space. No one can hear you clean. Where we are at right now is that we have Matt is going through his weird drug hallucination. He also attempting suicide, which is fun. Anyways, we're kind of going through that, and he's going through his own memories, and it's a lot. So just kind of get into it. I slowly stood to my feet and looked around. Hello, anyone here? I shouted into the empty white space around me. No one answered my shout. Not sure what to do, I started to walk. I walked for what felt like ages. To be honest, I had no idea how much time had passed. I merely took a guess. Every now and then on my long walk, I yelled into that blank space. I hoped that someone would come along, tell me that everything was all right. However, the longer and longer I walked, I steadily gave up hope in that idea. With every step, I progressively lost hope, until completely drained of any optimism I sat down. I mean, fuck it, right? I sat there for, well, again, how would I know? A theory had steadily come to me that maybe this place existed outside of time, and thus there was no logic in counting time in a place like this. Sitting there, I saw these strange, multicolored lights moving throughout the air. They reminded me of some freaky light show run by aliens. Watching them, I wondered if they were actually aliens, or were they spirits, or the ghosts of aliens. Okay, that last one is ridiculous. A slight note of hope rose in me as I realized I wasn't alone in the space. Even though I had no idea what these things were, it was nice to know I wasn't alone. Then they started to get bigger, like they were drawing closer. My newfound hope drained out of me, replaced by rising fear. Were these nice, whatever these things are? I got to my feet and took a step back, ready to run if needed. The shapes drew closer and closer until they were a few feet away. From this distance, they looked like pure energy. Each of them was a different color with their own color. Some of them were more rectangular, while others were more circle shaped. All of them were fucking odd, to be honest. They inched closer and closer to me, and my initial fusion at their appearance gave way to my fear. I needed to get the fuck away from these things. I turned and I ran. And I didn't just run like I was doing a 5K or diabetes. I full on sprinted, almost as if Bigfoot was after me. I ran and ran. I glanced behind my shoulder and saw the spirits were right on my tail. I remember being annoyed because they didn't even look tired or stressed. These had to be spirits of a gym membership. Kept my pace up for a while, surprised myself. Then my breath became ragged, started to slow. Felt some odd substance touch the back of my leg. I wasn't sure what it was. Could only assume that it was one of the spirits trying to grab me. This touch sent me into another sprint, and I managed to keep at my pace for a while. Then I slowed. My breath became more and more ragged. That's when that substance from before grabbed onto my leg and caused me to fall onto my face. It fucking hurt, by the way. As I lay there, I could feel the spirits circling around me. I risked to look up and looked around me. They surrounded me, but none of them was doing anything, just looking at me. Wait, do spirits have anything to look with? Because I didn't see any eyes. I sat up and stared around at them. What? What do you want? Wherever the fuck you are. I rose to my feet and held my fists up. I'll fight you, you fucking weirdos. I've had no idea how to fight these things, but you have to try something, right? There is no sense in that, a familiar voice said, and I can see my twin standing on the other side of the spirits. He looked at the watch in his hands. Hey, can you stop this? I asked him. No, can do. My twin turned away. Hey, get back here. I walked towards him, but the spirits pressed in. Hey, back off. I tried to punch one of them, only for my fist to fly to pass through their body, like it was water. Confused and scared, I looked at my twin and saw that he was gone. I was alone. Tightly encircled, with only a few feet between myself and the spirits, I gave up. I held up my hands. All right, you fucks. Do what you want. Not like it really matters anymore. I stood there, prepared for what was going to happen. Not that I had any idea what was going to happen. Around me, the spirits transformed into all the specters from my past, childhood bullies to mean teachers and angry bosses. All the people who had hurt me were there. Whoa, okay, how will we go back to being spirits, guys? In fact, show me your best Casper's friendly ghost impression. I chuckled a bit, more so out of nervousness than anything. An older woman with white hair, wrinkled old brown dress that looked like it came from the bottom of Valley Village bin, and thin, leather spotted fingers approached me. Mrs. Watson, my fourth grade teacher. You never say anything in class. You're always like off in your own world, aren't you? She stopped right before me, glaring down, her long hook-like nose at me. She stared at me with those thick glasses of hers. Well, young man, you need to find a way to come out of your shell, or else this will be permanent. And you don't want that, do you? You want to be a contributing member of society, don't you? She pointed a finger at me and a burst of energy was fired out of her. Chewed out a fingernail. The bolt slammed into my side and broke off a piece of it. Strangely, it was not bloody or anything. It merely left an empty hole in my body. I reached for this new empty hole, but I saw that Miss Watson was still glaring at me. Well, answer me, she said, and another burst of energy erupted from her mouth, hit my arm, leaving another empty hole. I want to be contributing, try to say the word, but I couldn't do it. Just like in the memory, contributing member of society, Miss Watson said slowly, as I could hear her laughing. I glanced around and saw the other spirits taking on the forms of other classmates. All the other children had watched me on that day. Perhaps you should go back to your own world. Seems as if that's the world where you belong. Miss Watson looked away and rejoined the other spirits. Her form melted away and reverted back to a ghost, as did all the others. Please, no more of this. I touched the new, empty parts of myself. Just stop, I begged the spirits. A red-colored ghost moved forward and took on the appearance of my childhood bully, Ryan. Taller with dark hair and broken teeth, he glared at me. His eyes betrayed a threat of violence. I moved back with my hands. No, 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 go away. He walked towards me. Didn't I tell you not to come here? I remember saying that, didn't I? Brian grabbed my shirt and lifted me off my feet. You're so fucking worthless, you know that, right? Brian's onion scented breath passed by my face. I'm not worthless, I said. I won't put you down until you say it. Brian's angry eyes stared into mine. I'm not saying it, I replied as Brian's fist slammed into my face. Stars and bright lights appeared in my vision. How about now? He placed his hand to my slowly clearing vision. I'm worthless, I softly whispered as I could feel another hole opening up in me. Say it again, this time louder. Brian brought his face closer to mine. I'm worthless, I answered loudly, louder. Better. Brian dropped me and I landed on the ground with a jolt of pain. He turned away. Don't let me catch you outside my house again. He walked away and I saw him rejoin the spirits. Then he reverted to his own former ghost self. I felt the growing empty holes in my body. At this rate, I was going to look like Swiss cheese with a heavy side of trauma.